Have you ever stood in awe of a person, not because of their title, their wealth, or their authority, but because of what they did? The firefighter who runs into a burning building, the teacher who believes in a struggling student, the stranger who risks their life for someone they don't even know. These are not kings or CEOs. They may never trend online, but their actions echo far louder than the titles of those who sit comfortably on gilded chairs, saying little and doing less. Today, we're digging into a truth that history has tried to whisper to us over and over again. True value comes from individuals and their actions, not merely from the positions they hold. And to make things even more thought-provoking, we'll explore this idea alongside one of history's most controversial yet brutally insightful quotes. Fortune is a woman, and if you want to keep her down, you have to beat her. This line, penned by Machiavelli in the 16th century, is unsettling. But what if it also holds a key to understanding the turbulent dance between power, action, and value? Welcome to the unfolding journey, a space where we peel back the layers of life, leadership, philosophy, and power. We're not just here to observe the world. We're here to challenge it, understand it, and maybe reshape it. If you're someone who believes that action speaks louder than legacy, you're in the right place. The myth of the title. Let's start with a simple idea. Titles are temporary. Actions are eternal. From emperors to presidents, we've watched the world place people on pedestals based solely on the position they hold. But look deeper. History is littered with leaders who held enormous power and achieved very little with it. Conversely, it is filled with unnamed heroes whose actions moved the world. Consider Rosa Parks. She wasn't a senator or a business magnate. She was a seamstress. But her refusal to give up her seat sparked a movement that shook a nation. Compare her to a senator with 30 years in office who leaves no legacy beyond a padded pension. This isn't just poetic, it's instructive. Position can amplify voice, but it does not guarantee vision. Why then do we so often equate position with virtue? Part of it is social conditioning. We are taught to respect rank, not necessarily substance. We assume that someone at the top must be valuable, but reality says otherwise. Titles can be bought, inherited, or even lucked into. True worth, however, must be earned, and that happens only through action. 2. The Machiavellian interruption. What does fortune is a woman really mean? Now, let's pause and confront the elephant in the room. Machiavelli's jarring quote. Fortune is a woman, and if you want to keep her down, you have to beat her. Is it offensive? Yes. Is it outdated? Absolutely. But is it also rich in meaning beneath the surface? Uncomfortably, yes. Let's strip away the metaphor's misogynistic veneer and interpret it for what Machiavelli likely meant in his time. Fortune, luck, opportunity, success is chaotic, unpredictable, and emotional. And if you want to master it, you can't be passive. You have to act. Forcefully, decisively, sometimes uncomfortably. In Machiavelli's world, and arguably in ours, success doesn't always come to those who wait. It often comes to those who act, imperfectly, messily, but boldly. So how does this relate to value? It tells us that value is not passive. You cannot inherit virtue through a title. You cannot claim significance through a job description. You earn it through struggle, through choices, through confrontation with the forces, social, political, personal, that stand in your way. That doesn't mean being cruel or reckless, but it does mean engaging with the world, rather than expecting it to reward you for simply showing up. 3. The quiet power of action. One of the clearest proofs that value lies in action, not position, is how we remember people. Think of the names etched in our collective memory. Mother Teresa, Gandhi, Malala, Mandela. Were they born into positions of power? No. They created power through action, through sacrifice, and through standing up when it was easier to sit down. Now consider how many world leaders you don't remember. Presidents of minor nations, CEOs of major corporations, prime ministers who served without distinction. Their positions were high, but their impact was shallow. We don't remember titles. We remember transformations. And transformation can come from anyone. 4. The false security of hierarchy. There's a reason so many cling to titles. Positions offer comfort. They give the illusion of importance, of invulnerability, of control. But as we've seen throughout history, especially in times of crisis, it's not the person with the highest title who steps up. It's the person with the strongest will. During the COVID-19 pandemic, it wasn't just health ministers or political leaders who carried the weight. It was nurses, delivery workers, and volunteers. People with no titles to their name, but with courage in their hearts. Their value didn't come from position, it came from contribution. That's the lesson we keep forgetting. V. The philosophy of real power. Real power is quiet. It doesn't need a press release or a podium. It's the ability to shape a moment, to change a person's day or destiny. It can come from the janitor who greets everyone with kindness, from the community organizer who unites a neighborhood, or from the coder who creates a tool that improves lives. We often confuse power with authority, but the most influential individuals are not always the loudest, the richest, or the most visible. They are the ones who act with intention, even when no one is watching. In fact, some of the most impactful actions in human history were done in secrecy, in exile, in hardship, far from the spotlight. 6. What this means for us. So what do we do with this knowledge? First, we must reevaluate how we define success and value in our own lives. It's not your job title, your follower count, or your salary that defines you. It's what you do with the opportunities, however small, that you are given. Second, we must hold others to this same standard. Don't admire someone because they have a position. Admire them because they've earned it, and continue to earn it. Third, take action, even if it feels small, especially when it feels inconvenient. That's where true value is forged. Not in comfort, but in courage. And fourth, be bold with your own life. Remember Machiavelli, not for his crudeness, but for his clarity. Fortune doesn't bow to the passive. It dances with the brave. 7. Wrapping it all together. Let's return to our core idea one last time. True value comes from individuals and their actions, not merely from the positions they hold. Positions can be handed out, but action, that's your choice. Every day, whether you're a student, a parent, a worker, an artist, or someone still figuring it all out, you matter. And not because of where you are, but because of what you do with where you are. This is the heart of what it means to live meaningfully, to choose courage over comfort, to do something instead of waiting for someone else to do it for you. Because in the end, the world doesn't need more titles. It needs more people who act, who care, who build, who resist, who lead, not with a nameplate, but with heart. If this message spoke to you, if you're ready to explore deeper ideas, challenge conventional thinking, and live a life of bold action, then join us on the unfolding journey. Hit that subscribe button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and remember, your next step could shape someone else's world. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and keep unfolding.